Hey, and welcome back to the Deliberate Exchange. This is Chelsea, and I'm so glad that you're here listening with me. This is one of those unplanned episodes. It just kind of came like a bullet into my mind that it was something I needed to share now, and to share the story exactly as it's like represented in my mind. So last Monday, I was at a farewell party. This man that I worked with on the tennis club executive, he and his wife and his daughter are moving to Australia. And so the tennis court and the tennis club organized this farewell evening for him. Of course, I've worked with the gentleman, but I've never met the wife or the daughter. And so I had an opportunity to do so. And before I even had met the daughter, I had noticed that like I would kind of catch her looking at me, like in this, like just really interested way. And I kept noticing it, and something that my mom had picked up on as well. And a short time later, I get this impulse or this ping to give that girl a crystal, like the daughter. Now, if you know me now, I always have a crystal in my purse or in my backpack or in my pocket. Like I'm never without some kind of rock on me. And Kevin always makes fun of me, especially when I, grumble taking my purse off my body or up my backpack. And he's like, well, how many rocks do you have in there? So I reach into my purse and I do have a black obsidian crystal. And I knew instinctively that that was what I needed to gift to that girl. And I also did like a quick fact check before I gave it to her. So I was giving her like the best information because again, like I'm new to this woo stuff. And so I just confirmed that the black obsidian is a protection and grounding kind of crystal, good for deflecting any kind of negative energy and a rooting into the earth and stability and security. And so I walked over to the girl and I said, hey, this might sound weird, but I kind of got this impulse to give you this crystal. And I handed it to her and she is looking at me and then looking at the crystal, looking at me, looking at the crystal, totally like wide-eyed and excited. And I start to kind of like backpedal, like, like I don't really like, I don't know, this is all kind of new for me. But I just got this like idea, like I'm trying to justify it because I can imagine it might be weird and because like that's how I used to feel. So while I'm trying to backpedal, the young girl is still looking at the crystal and looking at me, and she says like, can I give you a hug? Like, of course. And for those of you who don't know, I am a good hugger. I get told that a lot. I'm quite proud of it considering like there is like I was a cuddly baby and then at some point I really lost that like cuddle big hug kind of feeling. I really thought that it was better if I was closed-hearted, standoffish and make hugs like a weird thing. Like that was like some kind of weird shtick that I had. So when I get complimented, which is often about my hugs, like I'm really quite proud of that. And the way that this girl hugged me was, I think, how my hugs are interpreted. Like I can't help but say, like, that's a really good hug to this young girl. But this girl is, in my opinion, in my perception, absolutely thrilled to be acknowledged. She's at like a tennis club farewell party for her dad, basically, even though like the family's invited, but it's for his dad. She doesn't really know anybody. She's 14 years old, I think, and like she doesn't want to be there. amongst all these, like, most people were over 60. So she doesn't want to be there drinking a pop. And I also think about, like, how difficult that might be. Like, I know I would probably be finding that difficult, knowing that I'm moving away and somewhere really far. Like, she's moving to Australia. She's not moving to Oshawa. Like, one is halfway around the world and one is 20 minutes. Life as she knows it is going to be fundamentally different. Like, the only constant is her parents, but everything else is new. And I believe now that it was me truly being able to see what she might be experiencing and being able to provide something that is so small, but really quite a big thing. And then I worry, like, does that sound egotistical? Like, it's just rock. Like, it's no big deal. But I think I'm also done, like, downplaying it, because, like, I know how that felt. I know how I've interpreted that. And even if I'm wrong, is that really such a hard thing or a bad thing to believe in? So I came away from that, like, interaction feeling quite proud about it. And I've told this story several times this week to friends and family. And a couple things have stood out about that interaction now. That girl has maybe more of an unbiased opinion of who I am. She doesn't know me, but she can feel my energy. Maybe she can see my aura, but it's something that strikes her as, like, something to regard. And in the breathwork journey tonight, the question was, like, how would your 12-year-old, or, I think the number that was given, like, 12-year-old self, whatever number you land on, what would they feel about who you are now and the life that you're living now? Like, what would they say? What I first wrote down was that, like, my 12-year-old self, to my knowledge, didn't know that we could ask for or to dream about a life of our own choosing. And I'm not saying that I was, like, forced into anything, but, like, we just followed. I just followed. But now when I think about that 12-year-old self, she's in awe. Like, she's in complete awe. And then in the journey tonight, or rather in the journaling before, like, it really struck me that the girl from Monday and that interaction with the crystal, the way that she was looking at me is how my 12-year-old or my 14-year-old self looks at me now. And it absolutely moved me to tears. Like, she has, again, no notion of me. She only senses my energy, and she looked at me in awe. And how lovely is it that I can, like, have that represented in such a way that it is a felt experience. And I'm really excited about, like, fine-tuning these, I say impulses or pings, downloads. Like, I don't even know what to call them, but, like, these deep knowings of, like, action to take. And I've been getting more into the habit of following those. And so far, it's, like, really kind of, it's, like, really paying off. So I wanted to share that story because I know that it warmed my heart, and I hope that it warmed yours. And I hope that it allows you to believe that you can tap into your own intuition, like your own sense of trust. And it's something that you can develop, like anything, most things. It's reps in. And so these are my reps. thank you for listening. If this has resonated, like, share, comment, review means a lot to me. And in the meantime, breathe it in, be deliberate, and please be good to yourself.